Hello. The quotient rule tells us that the derivative of a quotient of two functions f of x and g of x equals f prime of x times g of x minus f of x times g prime of x over g of x squared. For short, ddx of f over g equals f prime g minus f g prime over g squared. In this video, we will see three examples on how to find the derivative using the quotient rule. In the first example, we will find the derivative of y equals natural logarithm of x over x cubed minus 6. And because in this function we have a quotient, we will apply the quotient rule. Let the numerator be represented by f and the denominator by g. To find this derivative, we will also need the formula for the derivative of the natural logarithm and the power rule. Then y prime equals, and now in the numerator we need f prime g minus f g prime. And that is the derivative of the numerator multiplied by the denominator minus the numerator multiplied by the derivative of the denominator. The derivative of the natural logarithm of x is 1 over x. So we will write 1 over x multiplied by the denominator x cubed minus 6 minus, and now we write the numerator multiplied by the derivative of the denominator. And the derivative of x cubed according to the power rule is 3x squared, and the derivative of negative 6 is 0. So we will multiply by 3x squared. And in the denominator, we will write g squared, which is x cubed minus 6 squared. So we will write x cubed minus 6 squared. Now we can simplify and write y prime equals, and now in the numerator, to remove the parentheses, we will distribute 1 over x. And 1 over x times x cubed is x squared minus 1 over x times 6 is 6 over x. Then minus, I will write 3x squared first, then natural logarithm of x. Then I will keep the denominator as it is. If we also want to eliminate this fraction, then we will multiply both the numerator and the denominator by x. So again, we will multiply the numerator by x and the denominator by x. Then in the numerator, we will distribute x to each term. Then we will have y prime equals, then x times x squared is x cubed minus x times 6 over x is 6 minus x times 3x squared is 3x cubed times natural logarithm of x over x times x cubed minus 6 squared. And now this problem is completed. In the second example, we will find the derivative of y equals square root of x over cosine of x. This is another quotient, so let the numerator be represented by f and the denominator by g. To find this derivative, we will also need the power rule and the formula for the derivative of cosine of x. Before finding the derivative, I will rewrite square root of x in exponential form because it will be easier to apply the power rule. And that is y equals x to the 1/2 over cosine of x. And now y prime equals, then in the numerator we need f prime g minus f g prime. And to take the derivative of the numerator, we will use the power rule. So we will move 1/2 in front, we will write x and decrease the exponent by 1. 1/2 minus 1 is negative 1/2. Then we will multiply this by the g function, which is cosine of x minus, and now we need the numerator as it is, and we can write it as square root of x, and multiply by the derivative of cosine of x, which is negative sine of x. So we will have times negative sine of x. And now in the numerator we need g squared, and that is cosine of x squared. And now we will simplify. So y prime equals, and here I will take x and move it down next to 2. Then I will have 1 over 2 times x to the positive 1/2 multiplied by cosine of x. Then negative times negative is positive. So we will write plus square root of x times sine of x. All this over cosine squared of x. And to eliminate this fraction, we will multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 2 square root of x. So again, the numerator times 2 square root of x, and the denominator by 2 square root of x. Then in the numerator we will distribute and remove the parentheses. And because 2 square root of x is the same as 2x to the 1/2, we will cancel them. So then we will have y prime equals cosine of x plus, and here square root of x times square root of x is x. So we will have 2x sine of x all over 2 square root of x times cosine squared of x. And now this problem is completed. In the third example, we will find the derivative of y equals 3x squared minus 5x over e to the x. So we have a quotient, and let the numerator be f and the denominator g. And to find this derivative, we will also need the power rule and the formula for the derivative of e to the x power. Then y prime equals, and again in the numerator we need f prime g minus f g prime, and according to the power rule, the derivative of 3x squared minus 5x will be 6x minus 5, multiplied by the g function, which is e to the x minus, and now bring down the numerator as it is, 3x squared minus 5x, multiplied by the derivative of the denominator. And the derivative of e to the x is still e to the x. So we will multiply by e to the x, and in the denominator we will have e to the x squared. And now to simplify, in the numerator I will factor out e to the x. Then y prime equals e to the x, and in parentheses we will have 6x minus 5 minus 3x squared minus 5x. And now I will write the denominator as e to the x times another e to the x, and now I will cancel e to the x and e to the x. Then in the numerator I will remove the parentheses, and I will have 6x minus 5 minus 3x squared plus 5x over e to the x. Then I will combine the like terms, and I will have negative 3x squared, and 6x and 5x is 11x minus 5 over e to the x. And now this problem is completed. Thank you for watching.